Good morning. It said one was here. I wasn't sure who it was. Good to see you, brother. Hopefully you're doing okay over there. I know you're sick of hearing about a certain thing from your new roommate, but hope you're doing okay. Other than that, buddy, we, as you can tell from the title and the surroundings, are out in camp. Not down in bush camp. Set up a new camp. If you're not following on Marco, good morning. Good morning, brother. If you're not following on Instagram, I set up a new campsite here on the property. I kind of started mowing into it last year around a couple trees. It's just up the hill. Like back behind me about 50 yards is bush camp. So it's nonsense. Most of life is nonsense, brother. It's the only thing I've kind of figured out in almost 6 decades on this big whirling turd. Pretty much all of it's nonsense. But hey, Papa, what's up, brother? Good morning to you and Mama. Hopefully y'all are doing well and got all those fucking ticks off of you, man. Oh, that was insane, man. That was not a very long. Papa and I, for the other two of you that are in here, Papa and I were on a video call with each other yesterday, and Papa was kind of showing me around their place down in Arkansas. And he gets back to the house, and I say hi to Mama, and Papa sits down on the porch for a second, and he's like, "Oh, there's a tick." And he shows a tick on the camera. And by the time he left to go inside and take a shower, do a tick check, and he said he had 23 ticks he pulled off of himself. Oh, man. I have never had a day that bad. About a dozen is my worst. So that was insane, dude. Damn. It kind of made my skin crawl just watching you keep pulling them off of you, man. But yeah, so we got a new campsite, and I can walk into it, so I don't have to fight heavier woods and ticks and stuff like that. There's still ticks in the stuff that's around here, but they'll probably be dropping out of these trees and stuff. But I haven't seen any silhouettes on my tarp or anything like that, so I've not found any on me yet, and I've been looking. So yeah, it's not been that bad here, but just watching you yesterday and listening to Daryl at his place down in Indy, it's been a bad year for quite a few people so far. Up here, it's probably been normal, I would guess. Haven't seen a whole lot of them, but I've been actively working on kind of taking out some of their habitat, and the dogs with their flea and tick meds get out in it, and they'll help take the tick population down. Wish I could put some front line on these deer, but yeah. You guys hear okay? Sound good? I don't know if you can hear the airplane up there or not. But yeah, that's that. Like I said, the fact that I don't go down to camp as much as I would like to when having to dress up in heavy clothes and treat everything in permethrin again and again and again. I'll still treat all my gear in permethrin before I even come here. And just to give you an idea, oh man, picking you up. Where's my reverse camera? Like, I drove the Jeep down here because the trail, it's parked kind of on the trail. We'll just take a short walk. Hopefully we got connectivity. It says I got around here. So if you ever about the roundabout, that's what I'm talking about. It's literally the end of the trail. So I mow a roundabout. There's a couple trees, but if we look over the tree, That green tree right there is the one we normally used to come out and sit under, where the ticks would fall out of the tree on me and stuff like that. That's it. So yeah, that's my trail. There's a cardinal down there in the middle of my trail. I'm not used to seeing them on the ground. So yeah, it's about a quarter-mile walk back to the house. Nothing too major, but let me get out of this sun before I flip things around again. There we go. So, so this is literally all walking on mown trails. It could not get any easier to get out here as far as that goes. So my 5x5 ride-on. So it's literally just grab my pack and walk back here, or throw it in the Jeep and drive back here. Yeah, by the time after working out here for a couple days and running back and forth with stuff earlier yesterday, I just didn't feel like hiking back here again. So I just threw my pack and my coffee tub, which is what the camera's sitting on right now. Just threw that in the Jeep and drove back, and I figured it, because it was supposed to get down in the 40s last night, and I was like, just in case it gets a little bit too cool for my first trip out this year or something, I can bail out into the car. Or if the critters around here just relentless, which they weren't. Have one, in fact, I'll be surprised if it doesn't come back yet. Had one deer, kept showing there's this little there's a glade that kind of leads into this clearing. It's a back way over to the field we were just looking into, past an old fence line. They'll come up this tree line, and there's enough of a gap between the trees that are behind the solo stove there. I'll just show you again. Fuck it. So you that's an old fence line back here behind the solo stove there. And then there's this little glade back here. And about every hour or two through the night, oh shit, show you what's going on top of the, come on, don't come all wonky on me now. But every hour or two, I'd if I was awake, I would hear this, just some deer back here pissed off that I'm in their favorite clearing or something. But yeah, just being able to walk back here, throw a bunch of stuff in the, like normally I would probably just throw my gear in the a wheelbarrow and just bring my pack, and with the extra coffee gear and bringing wood back for the stove and stuff like that, it just makes sense to bring a wheelbarrow. So that's the way I would normally do it. But now that I've widened all the trails out to where they could, where I could take my truck, originally from my pickup truck that I had before the Jeep, being able to take it around the trails, since it's the only vehicle I have. I don't have a little buggy or tractor with a cart or anything like that. But being able to drive the Jeep back, that's pretty nice feature. And it definitely makes this spot feel like a campsite, which is more what I was going for. This is about as close to glamping as I care to get. Oh, I'm just trying to, carve out some campsites. Both, well, at least one of my roommates and I have some common friends who camp, and then of course I have a whole bunch of friends who camp, YouTubers, and Daryl and his wife camp, although she's kind of gotten away from tent camping and stuff like we used to do. She likes to stick to her cabins now, and honestly, I don't blame her. I'm almost there myself. It was a rough night in in the hammock last night after having not been in it since early last fall. So it's been probably 6 months since I was last in it, close to it anyway. So yeah, getting it all set right and pulling this end down, putting that end up so I quit sliding and getting everything. Oh yeah, I forgot to hook the underquilt in and stuff like that. But once I finally got settled in, I got comfortable. And about the time I get comfortable, then I have to get up and pee. Like, damn it. Oh man, you're not made for camping. Actually, I just need practice. I need to get back out and get used to it again. Right on. I'm glad you love it, brother. Once I get used to it, I love it. It's way more comfortable than a tent, even with air mattresses and stuff. I love the hammock when I have it set right. And the site here's got a bit of an angle to it. So I put the foot end of my hammock. I think I need to flip it 180 degrees and put my head at the other end. And as an added bonus, that'll put my head at the sun side, which I did not contemplate before deciding how to put this up. But I may actually pull the hammock down here in a bit and flip-flop it because I'm going to leave it up. I may be back out here again tonight for another night here, just to try and get used to it again, like I said. But yeah, since I've not been in the hammock, sleeping on the floor, I've actually caught myself waking up and I'm sleeping on my stomach again. Which making myself sleep on my side is part of how I got into a hammock. But yeah, they are super. For some of us, they are super comfortable. There's a bit of a learning curve as far as how to set it up, but like I said, once you get it down, I love it, and I think it's incredibly comfortable. And yeah, I'd like to leave my screen open a little bit. I would like to spend a lot more time in it, which that's a goal. That's a goal for the coming year or two. But yeah, like I said, this is with the solo stove up here and a place where I could damn near leave a tarp and hammock permanently set. I could if I wanted to. I just wouldn't do that to my gear. Like I said, for me, this is glamping anyway. Got a pile of brush from cutting limbs off the trees and some of the walnut saplings and stuff around that I macheted down before. I've got to cut them up and use them to throw in the solo. But no, other than that, like I said, my stomach, woke up this morning, stomach was bothering me a little bit, so I pumped it back to the house and got back out here about 9 o'clock. Stomach still bothered me a little bit, but decided maybe I'd forego coffee this morning. It's been a week in yours, mid-April. Oh, yeah, getting out someplace where I could just leave it up and stay and not have to worry about people wandering in stuff. Because the previous owner, who's our neighbor and friend, the roundabout it's kind of a memorial spot for his parents. They scattered a little bit of their ashes out here and stuff like that. They're interred somewhere else, but so we've told them they can come out here anytime they want. They don't need to tell us or anything. So occasionally I'll be out here doing something of an evening and I'll see Tim walking back to his house or something. So it's one of those things where it's still in a spot that I might get company. So not going to be running around naked and anything like that. But yeah, the only thing I'm missing is something like a lugaloo or something like that. So I don't have to, well, I don't have to hike back to the house to go to the bathroom. But I've got a mattock and over there and shovel in the truck. I can dig a cat hole. But I not a thing I enjoy at all, pooping in the woods. So getting one of those 5-gallon bucket things that you drop a trash bag into and throw some sawdust on top of it till you get out of the woods may be a direction I have to go. So, Brother Terry, good morning. How are you? And where are you? How you been, brother? Everything going well with you and the wife? We got a message held for you. Give me that. Yeah, you can stay gone. Right on. Thank you, whoever handled that for me. Feel free to delete, block, etc. But yeah. Burning up in South Texas. Oh, man. Just being in Texas and Florida. I would not really... okay. Welcome for now, I guess, Angie. We're very cautious about new members around here, so until you get to know folks, unless folks know you from another channel or something like that, you might get timed out or something like that. Gold ass Maine, huh? Right on. Yeah, if you're new here, feel free to let us know where you're from. Thank you for checking in, and welcome. Yeah, we are mainly coffee, camping, knives, gear, cooking. So if that's what you're about, welcome. Feel free to hang out. Throw a subscribe, a thumb if you feel like it. You're from Houston? Right on. Okay. Good to meet you. Welcome. El Cap, what's going on? I almost missed you, brother. It was 45 here last night. It was beautiful. A little chilly. My nose got chilly a few times, but I could have maybe brought my balaclava out. It just seemed like overkill for, the beginning of June almost. But yeah, this is kind of one of the sporadic lives. I've not been good at uploading content or keeping regular live schedule lately. So this is kind of a proof of life live. After talking with Papa yesterday, I realized it had been a fair amount of time since I'd done one. But as far as folding knives out here in camp, the only one I brought with me was the Eutectic EFD. If you're going to Blade Show or you're a fan of Maz Designs, good morning, Trish. Good to see you. How is you? If you're a friend of Leon Maz Designs, he has the SFD, the small field duty. It was on Kickstarter. I think it may still be briefly if you hurry. Not sure, but I'm sure he will have one with him at Blade, and as well as all of his Eutectic designs and the original EFD and the Warrior and his other designs. But the SFD, titanium crossbar lock. So basically this design, but crossbar lock smaller, crossbar lock, titanium, and Magna Cut. I do not know the HRC or anything on the Magna Cut before anybody asks. So that's my only folder. Then I brought out my Echo 5 from Dan. Probably between this one and the Work Tough Gear Nomad Field Bushcraft. Probably my favorite, most intuitive in the hand bushcrafting knives, man. Love that. Love that knife. Then got the, try and do this without knocking over the camera. Then also, just because something slightly bigger, the KH Daily Knives Bushcrafter. Gerber Gear Multi-Tool. Gerber Gear Multi-Tool. The one that, come on. Why you ain't? Oh, because I had the handle slightly open. The one I got from Satu. Used the shit out of this around the farm. The Silky Saw. Got the Silky Big Boy. Haven't used this out here today, actually, yet. Or since I've been clearing. Since I brought the electric chainsaw out. And then the big Work Tough Gear. I need to get a Kydex for this because I would use it more if I got the Kydex out. But my baby, the one purpose driven for splitting shit out here. But yeah, I need some Kydex and a Baldric belt for that, so I can Baldric carry that heavy little bastard. That's the teapot. I couldn't remember what it was. He was going on and on and on about. I am, Trish. It is. It's just nice to get out of the house, and spend some time just away from screens, from people, from everything. It's something I wanted to angle more. I've been trying for years to angle more towards, and I keep getting shut down. So, no, Papa, it did not. They couldn't find it when I bought it at Blade a few years ago. It was the exact knife I wanted, and they had it on the table, but Zeke couldn't find the sheath for it. And Vic said he would make me one and send it to me, but I haven't bothered him. I don't like bothering people over and over and over again. He won't let it go. I could make one, but at the end of the day, I would rather have an OG, like the original equipment one from Vic. He makes a great Kydex sheath if you've never experienced Work Tough Gear. Vic does a really good job on his Kydex. For stock Kydex, it's really hard to beat. But I'd have to make the press, and it's not hard. It's closed cell foam and some 2x4s and plywood and stuff. I know I could do it, but with a knife that big, I'd be making a big press. And I know enough knife makers who already have them that I'm like, I'd just stop by Ed's, or if I go up to Brian Cohn's up in Mount Pleasant or something, I'd text him first and say, hey, can I stop by the shop and use your Kydex setup to make myself a sheath for a big knife? That way I don't have to spend all the extra money and stuff, because by the time I'm done making a press and buying Kydex and the tool to do the rivets and grommets, whatever you call them. So, too much going on, yeah. But yeah, Cap, if I were gonna be doing it a lot for more than just like this knife, and like if I did go that route and make the press and buy the tools and all of that stuff, I would end up making a bunch of sheaths for other knives that I think could be done better, like the Kaiser harpoon. I fucking hate that Kydex sheath. Yeah, so there would be a few I'd probably remake sheaths for, but and back in the days when I was in the SCA, I had all kinds of Kydex in different thicknesses and stuff. I just always kept around. Now I have no Kydex, so I'd have to go buy Kydex. I'd have to go buy the punches, buy all the stuff for the press. Yeah, not horribly expensive, but it's it just adds up. It's like any hobby, any craft you want to start getting into. It if you're not got like most of the stuff already for some other purpose, or somebody gave you all the stuff when they stopped doing it, I'm good at that. Like when I get bored with doing something and I don't think I'm going to go back, I'm like, oh, you said you want to get into blah blah blah. Oh, here's everything you need to get started on it. Yeah, I do a lot of that. So and I've been a fortunate benefactor of folks who have done that a few times too. So like if I already had a bunch of the stuff, I would be like, yeah, I'm just gonna make one. It would be easier, and then I don't have to bug Vic. And if I screw it up, I'd just make another one. Hey, Mick, what's up, brother? Damn, brother Terry. Good morning. Got all the Terrys here. Good to see you both, gentlemen. So, so yeah, I'm almost done burning up the bundle of wood that the roommates had left down by a burn site near the house when they had some friends over a while back. There was an extra bundle of wood left, so I brought that since it'd be easy to get everything started in the solo stove. Like I said, this is kind of like glamping for me. So I mean, if I'm gonna half-ass something and not hike 10 miles out to get all the way away from people and never hear anything but animals, that's one thing. But since I had the stove and there's a bundle of wood sitting around, why not? And back here, I don't know if I'll be able to get you out there. There we go. Back there is another little, it's like a meadow in the woods. And there was you'll see a top of a deadfall sticking out there. That's one of my favorite trees to take photos on and stuff. It's on the way down to bush camp, actually, if I took the back way in. So I lopped the end of that off because it came way out in there, and that allowed me to have a little bit of firewood, additional firewood that I can split. It's super dry, but it also allowed me to take the mower in there and kind of mow out a little bit of that meadow. That if I decided to go tent camping at this site, I would probably drag it in there because the sun would never hit that tent. Now that leaves are on, it's just a beautiful little site. In fact, I'll pick you up. We'll go for another walk. Yeah, you can kind of see where the grass is. That's where I had been mowing since last fall. Where there's no grass, that was all just shit like that. It's all blackberries, right? This is all blackberry brambles. There's a raspberry or two in here. When you see this bright green stuff, that's raspberry versus this kind of rough looking green, not nearly as bright and powdery looking. That's blackberry. And the blackberries around here are virulent. So, but yeah, this is just a nice, open, fairly level little spot that, man, with a 10 in here, there's a couple small deadfalls I'd take care of before I did that. But some more deadfall that could be chopped up and turned into firewood. But it's also a nice little bench to sit on. But yeah, this is that's the log that get down there, and a little sunspot here and there, and it's a great spot to take photos. Need to get back to doing that. But yeah, this is it's an interesting piece of property. I'll give it that. It's got a very interesting history to it. And it's getting sunny out there. Like I said, it's a great location. Like to go down to Brooklyn, which is where the Michigan International Speedway. There we go. MIS, not IMS. Miss what scene? Yeah, I am, Papa. I'm on a zero turn. Trying to scroll back down here. Come on. Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, we got ton piles around here too, Papa. If you own a decent sized piece of property, you're going to have piles of limbs and deadfall and shit. Are you guys lousy with ticks over there this year? It is crazy here. It's kind of normal here so far, Terry, but I haven't noticed a big uptick, but I was talking with Papa. We were having a video call yesterday afternoon, and he was walking around his property just showing me around, and in like a 10-15 minute walk, he came back and sat down, and we were talking, and he saw a tick, and next thing he knew, he had 10, and he's like, I gotta go. So, Brother Joe, good morning, man. Yeah. So I am not any worse than a normal year here that I've noticed so far, Terry. But in Indy, I know Daryl is, and down in Arkansas, I know Papa is. Let's see. Pizza operator, he's kind of in town, more in town than I am, so I don't know that he would notice. Plus, he's got chickens, so they probably take care of some of those for him if he does get them. Keith, I don't know. Keith in the Adrian area. And since he's out at the conservation club, he may be able to tell you a bit better. But as far as here on the farm, not really noticing any big uptick in ticks. Tick. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen any either on my tarp on the outside or crawling around on things in this spot since I just cut everything down the last day or two. I would have expected that to kind of bring them out, but everything I'm wearing except for the shorts on the outside, I got on base layer underneath. So I got on a base layer underneath that's treated, socks that are treated, sweatshirts treated. I don't know if the shirt is or not, but I don't think this one is. I forgot to swap that out before I came out with one that was. But I have an overshirt, a sweatshirt, in case it got cold, which I never put on, that it's treated as well. So, and then I went to get in my foraging pack that was in the Jeep. Part of the reason I just grabbed the Jeep because it had so much stuff in it I could use here. And I'd pulled my permethrin out. I think it's on my shelf in the house. So got to find that or get some, or not permethrin, picaridin, my lotion that I use when I'm foraging. And then I went mushroom hunting the other day, and they found like 40 of them on each other when they got back. I ended up walking your son's bus stop. Damn. Yeah, I think we found like 2 in the house this year. We assume they came in with the dogs because my roommates didn't have them on flea and tick med over the winter. Kind of read them the riot act a little bit about that. I'm of the mind you can take them off heartworm meds in the winter, but flea and tick meds you ought to keep them on year round. Personally, that's my personal thing. But inevitably every spring we end up with the dogs bringing in a tick or 2 before they're like, oh yeah, I got to get them back on their meds. So you get a little bit of a warning before the blue. Good morning, brother. Much love to you and sister. Hopefully y'all are doing good down there. Said brother Terry down in South Texas. Hold up. Oh, you little fucker, come back. I think that might have been a lanternfly. I had never seen one in person. Was not as big as didn't look like a moth as much as I was expecting, so not sure it was. Bobo, good morning, brother. About to plant mint and just let it run. Do ticks hate mint or something, supposedly? Because we got mint all over the damn place here. Blaze, good morning, my friend. Smelling are full of mint when it's mowed. Mowing the lawn? Oh, no problem, brother. Take care. Thanks for stopping in and saying hey. Okay. Yeah, I've heard so many things over the years about do this, do that. It's like the whole thing with possums. I can't find any good, like, scientific studies that say that possums help control the tick population. They don't hurt anything, and I'm sure they're doing something, but I don't. But I can't find anything to prove that. The turkeys and the possums out here are helping me with them. Like they're not a primary food source. Like they don't go hunting them. I need to find something that actually thrives on ticks, like they're a delicacy to something, and turn some of those fuckers loose out here. Well, Papa needs them worse than I do. That was insane, man. I've heard something like that, but it wasn't. It was like more like wives' tales and quasi-scientific looking stuff. So I'm trying to find like true peer-reviewed scientific evidence of, whether they did postmortems on possums that they found on the side of the road or something and, saw what they were eating, or I don't know how you would do it. That may be part of the problem. But yeah, I mean, there are enough turkeys around this place that there shouldn't be any. And that's another thing I'd heard, Terry, is guinea fowl are like one of the few animals that really go. But again, I've heard that, but I've not gone and found anything about it. If I had ticks as thick as you do down there, Papa, I would be seeing where I could buy possums on the black market, guinea fowl. I'd be loading up turkeys. Moved in April over near Cadillac. Our house looks basically like it plopped right down the campsite you just showed. Right on. Congratulations, man. They have a Lyme disease prophylaxis. You can take to kind of stop getting it, to help prevent getting it, I think. What else was it? Vitamin D is like a high dose vitamin D injection if you did get bit. I see. Again, they also have a vendetta against snakes. that definitely sounds like you need guinea fowl down there, then, Papa. I would say if they turn loose on snakes and ticks, 50 chicken and a pair of guinea. The property we had like 0 ticks till the foxes took out the whole way. Yeah, it's one of the things I worry about here. I mean, I'd like to have just a small flock of free roaming chickens, but even if I tried to just kind of keep them in a sort of a pen, they get decimated by foxes. We don't have a ton of foxes out here, but I see them on the cameras pretty regularly. So, and there are a few coyotes. So I know I can hear the coyotes back in the swamp. Did you guys get all your plants planted yesterday? Or you still got more to go today? Chickens just hit 90 days old. How old are chickens when they generally start laying? I've never had chickens. I got books on them, but like my stepmom had chickens when I was young. So when I went to my dad's, I'd have to go out and pick eggs, but collect eggs, but I didn't really have anything to do with them. It's one of those things. I've got books on goats and chickens because that's the only thing I would personally want to tend as far as farm animals go. Maybe eventually get a cow because I like steak. Family of black bear. Yeah, if you're in Cadillac, you in the heart of black bear country up there, man. Less than 100 yards from the house at night. Can you I am not a Knicks fan. I actually don't pay any attention to basketball, baseball. There you go. I don't pay attention to baseball anyway. Yeah, I don't watch basketball at all. Like I said, I'm one of those weirdos from Indiana who doesn't like racing or basketball all that much. I mean, I'll watch both. I'll go to a race. I'll go to a basketball game, but I won't sit down and watch it on TV. Still got more to go. Oh, you got some of the Fresnos going right on. Got to get the hostas in. Basketball nut. Yeah, I never got it. I tried. My mom, I wanted to try playing when I was a kid at the boys club. That went poorly. So yeah. I just never got into it. Baseball's even worse. There, I, unless the tickets are free and I get a few drink tokens or something, I don't even want to go to a baseball game. That's an all evening event. At least a basketball game seems like it's over in a couple hours. Yeah, I liked football. Like watching football, that's about the only one I enjoy watching. And I sucked playing football. I mean, I was a big kid, but not really coordinated. So, yeah, I love playing soccer, but I hate watching it. Actually, I don't hate watching it. It's exciting when you've got two good teams, but yeah, I'm just I don't know. Never been a huge sports fan. Like I'm a Saints fan, but I'm not like huge Saints fan. Pittsburgh Penguins, I was always a fan. I do like watching hockey. I can watch motherfuckers smash each other into the glass all day long, man. I went to a fight and a hockey match broke out. It was me, your wifey, and a bear brushed your tent. Oh. Hopefully you didn't have any food in your tent. Otherwise that might have turned into more than a brush. Yeah, I worry about raccoons and stuff out here, but this part of Michigan, we got no bears. In fact, I was just looking at I think it was an article that included a map of Michigan bear populations. And down here, it's like they allegedly exist in this area, but you hardly ever see them. And then you push north more towards Lansing, and it's occasional sightings, rare but occasional sightings. But yeah, by the time you get to Cadillac, it's they all there. I mean, pin me down, scream the top of her lungs. Oh man. Yeah, we don't have bears. We don't have porcupines. Like the cool but destructive wildlife that Michigan has in it, we do not have here. We are just rife with deer and squirrels and rabbits and turkeys. No shortage of fox, coyotes, but sandhill cranes, Canadian geese. It was nice sitting here and listening to the geese. And then probably about 6:30, the sandhill cranes started firing up in the neighbor's field out there. So yeah, you hear the pterodactyl calls about a little after first light, and the honking of the geese, because we got lakes around all over the place here, small pothole lakes and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of surprised the snorting buck isn't back. But we just hanging out here. Said I'm probably going to head back up to the house here in a bit, make some lunch. My stomach hasn't acted back up again. I may make a cup of coffee later, but Can we get a Sasquatch sighting? I wish. Yeah, like I said, I was sort of surprised not to get regular visits from chipmunks. Those little assholes are all over bush camp, and I'm not that far away. So I was expecting chipmunks and squirrels. Did not. I guess it's not terribly surprising since I don't have food out around here that possums and raccoons are not showing up. I was a little worried about skunks since I've been working back here, and some of my clothes are probably still a little sweaty. If you didn't know, skunks are attracted to salt. So they will smell the salt in your shoes and socks and stuff when you're out camping. So if you've been sweating, you might get them up off the ground and away from where skunks can get to them. Squatch proof of life sighting. Absolutely. Oh, owls, you cannot have too many owls. I would love to put up owl boxes and get some more owls in here. I'll hear barn owls and screech owls occasionally. I'm pretty sure they're over on the neighbor's cow farm. But yeah, I would love to have more owls around here. Need to develop the habitat. A lot of these standing dead probably used to be habitat for them, but a lot of our big standing dead have come down since we bought the place. There's one that's over near the old barn, near getting close to the house. That thing at the base was, circumference-wise was probably in excess of 10 feet, probably around 12 as a guess. Trying to do a width times 3.14 sort of thing. But yeah, we don't have a lot of those big trees that owls like to nest in. But no. Any of y'all going to Blade? I know not too many names in here that I would expect are, but maybe Trish and some of y'all might be. I didn't know. I would love to get back down there. It's not going to happen this year, but fingers crossed maybe next year. We'll see. Per usual, yeah. Mama's still liking her job. I guess it's not new anymore, but she's still enjoying the job she picked up after y'all moved down there. Forgot to ask yesterday, but dig the house, love the land, man. Like I said, that felt a lot more this size than like this property feels small to me because not a whole lot of it's wooded. So with everything being as wide open as it is, once you get past the trees that are near the house, there's a little bit of a tree buffer. All walnut trees, so of course it just chock full of squirrels, and then the house is full of walnuts in the fall. But once you get past that, it opens up into the two big pastures, hay fields, whatever you want to call them. She likes it? Good. Good. Yeah, we talked about Dom, but I forgot to ask if Mama was still enjoying hers. But yeah, your property felt as big as this place because it's all wooded. I would love to see this place go back to forested, half of it, like this kind of lesser, more rolling pasture on this side. I would love to see it go back to like oaks and elms and hickories. which is what this property seemed to be 200 years ago before humans showed up here. The big trees along the property line that are as old as the house here or older. The one that's down in Bush Camp, that big old bur oak that I'm pretty sure is the progenitor of one of the trees I'm hanging from. That one I'm pretty sure is about as old as this country. I'm fairly certain that if that tree were to come down and we were to do a cross cut so we could count the rings, I'm willing to bet that thing is at least 250 years old. At least 2.25, and if it's not over 250, I'd be really surprised. Heavy woods, yep. We're getting some trolls today, huh? See what happens when we don't have a live in a while? Miss the greenery and woodlands. Nothing but dirt in Arizona. Yeah, I could not live in Arizona, man. I love New Mexico. And would like to live there eventually. If I can ever get out of the Midwest permanently. I love New Mexico, but New Mexico and Arizona, wildly different. New Mexico is tolerable to me, the weather, even in southern New Mexico. And by the time you get to northern New Mexico into, Taos, Santa Fe, that whole mountainous part of it, oh, it's gorgeous. I love that state. But, yeah, Arizona can, fuck that. Vertical Lives bring them in? Does it? I'll be damned. It just makes it so I can see your chat. Otherwise, I'm sitting here poking you in the face all morning. Right at the end of your block, and it was acres of land. Yeah. That's kind of the situation I was looking at, 15 years ago. Was I wanted to move out west to Oregon, New Mexico, Colorado, one of those states, and find a small, 5 to 10 acre, if I could find one affordable, that was pretty much slap up against some BLM or national forest land that I could basically kind of use as my own. That's kind of the dream. All sorts of hidden ponds and tunnels. Oh, wow, that is cool. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that. Learn something every day. Cool, Papa. Right on. Well, so I'm trying this week to get some content made. I haven't succeeded yet. Part of it turned into clearing this place out, and this place is going to become Content Creation Central, hopefully. But trying to get some content made before Blade, to talk about some knives you might be able to pick up there still. Some of my favorite makers and designers and folks you'll see there. Folks like Dylan, Mallory, and Dan from Dogwood, and Kyle Daly, and Zeke and Vic and the guys at Work Tough, and Liang Ma, and like just tons of them. Tons of folks, but just as a way to kind of get me hopefully back in the habit of making some content, because it has been so long, and just trying is frustrating at this point. So expect the first couple pieces of content to drop to be rather rough, but I am hell-bent on getting content started again. So, but yeah, the other thing we need to get you, Papa, I don't think you have yet, is if you are digging the hammock like you are, and means you're likely to keep at it, we need to get you into some, need to flip this, get you into Dutch bling next. Dutch wear gear, his sewn gear is kind of expensive, but it is really good stuff, don't get me wrong. But he makes what's called bling, and it's these titanium doodads for tarps. So it makes it super easy to set up tarp. I've got that there. And then up there, that little thing at the end of the yellow string is called a stinger. The one that's on the tarp strings is called a flea, I think. Or is that a tarp worm? I forget which one that is, which one I ended up going with. But it makes setting up tarps super simple. How many weirdo lives there are. Oh, you made some sheaths for Brian Brown knives. Right on. Very cool, Brother Terry. I saw the one you made for Keith. That's definitely an upgrade for a Mora. But yeah, Papa, the next move on a hammock we'll get you to is get you some Dutch bling to deck out your tarp. And if you don't have one yet, the one of these snakes, tarp snakes, to make it super easy to put away your tarp and still allow it to dry if it's a little damp yet. Night Eyes tarpboard things. Oh, you're doing leather work full time now? Right on. Well, I guess if you're out in the middle of Cadillac somewhere, having a 9 to 5 might be a little bit tougher. Right on. Well, if I hear anybody needing some leather work, I will definitely point them your way, man. I say is basically you, Brother Joe. It used to be Iggy, but that's just you and Brother Joe. I guess Brother Joe's son has gone to work for him now, so it's 2 for there at Lancelot. But very cool, Terry. And your Indoraptor. Is it something you designed, or is it something he just made for you that he's gonna, some custom that he made for you that he's gonna have on the table? Oh, right on. Very cool. Very, very awesome, Terry. That you're hooked up with some really well-known knife makers already. That's very good. What's up, One Moon? Good morning. How you doing, brother? Cool designs, man. Saw the Masters of the Universe. I was like, not He-Man. Saw the Masters of the Universe design you did. I hadn't, if that's not a new design, I hadn't noticed it before. Saw that one yesterday. But yeah, the tarp cords and stuff. The you buy the little titanium things from Dutch, and they'll come with the cord already attached to them. Like I have a 2-piece ridgeline on this tarp, but I also have a 1-piece ridgeline from Dutch that I haven't put on anything yet. See something crawling on my tarp, but I think it's just a spider. Brother Donnie, good morning, man. How you doing? Much love to you and the whole clan over there. Hey, is Big Ern going with you to Blade this year? Is it going to be the Blessed Brothers tag teaming the table again? I drew it up, made it, and he made it and said it would probably be added to his site as a blade he offered. Oh, right on. So he's got your prototype he's going to keep on the table for Blade and then send it to you? That's cool. Yeah, I would like to, there's a couple new things showing up at Blade. Dan's got one. It's, well, I'm not going to say what it is. He's been teasing it all week. But it's, he had to get a patent for it, so he's now got his patent, and he's going to be showing them off. I think he's going to have a few of them, actually, at Blade Show, and I would love to pick one up, but that's not going to happen right now. The SMD from Liang Ma was one that I was like, damn, I wish I was going to be there to see it. But yeah, there are a few things I would really like to get there to see, but it ain't happening. The Brothers Bless in action again. Right on. Well, cool. Sounds like there's going to be some good shit to see at Blade Show again this year. Always is. You feel like you're missing it one year, you may miss whatever it was that dropped that year, but the next year is going to be just as epic. You're going to see some cool shit. There's going to be more new shit that year. And a lot of the coolest people who are always there. So, one of the reasons I was like, what was it? I think it was 22 my first year, I think. Like, the year before the first year I made it to Blade. Like, I thought I was going to go. I was stressing out hard. I thought I was going to go, and then I couldn't go, and then suddenly it popped back up again, and then it went away. And I was just emotionally wrecked from going through that roller coaster ride. And then the next year I did make it, but it was kind of the same way, like all the way up till the end. It was like it was on, then it was off, then it was on, then it was off. Brother Forrest offered to let me hitch a ride with him if I could make it over to Dayton, Ohio. And so I ended up making it, and it was a blast. But that made the next year even worse once I finally did make it. And then last year when I missed it, I was, especially because I had an opportunity to go right at the end, but I had to make it down, but without a vehicle, I couldn't. So it was a different kind of emotional roller coaster ride, but I had already told myself I wasn't going to make it, and I was okay with it. But it was because I'd been, and I knew that the FOMO of Blade isn't real unless you've just never been. If you've never been to Blade and you're a knife nut, you need to go. But the I have to go this year sort of thing. I have to go because this knife's going to be there. That stuff is silly to me. Most of the times the knives that people are racing in to get, there's only a few of them. So unless you faster than them, or more than likely, unless you know somebody that can get you to that table sooner than everybody else, you're not going to get it anyway. You're going to be paying double on the secondary, because that's all those people are going for, is to get those special knives so that they can snatch them up, and within an hour they'll be on some secondary site. Had to fire some stuff off to try and get some more eyes on my work and hopefully make some sales so I can reinvest back into yourself. Right on, Moon. Yeah. You reinvest back into more knife stuff, or just yourself in general? I know you were going gangbusters on your knife designs there for a minute. Still seeing pictures of them. But yeah, good luck on all that, brother. We'll trade sports cards. Yeah, I still have Magic cards I could trade for stuff, I guess. I'd actually intended on going down to Indy. I probably still will here in the next week or two. I need to remember to pack up the rest of my cards, except for a handful of decks I'm going to keep just to hang out and play kitchen Magic with friends. But I'm going to take him down to a store in Indy and just tell him to take his time, go through them, shoot me his best number, and it'll either be a yay or nay. I'm not going to haggle. I'm not going to bullshit around. So, the kiln will be there. Right on, man. Right on. Yeah, being able to do your own heat treating. That's a huge part. Huge part of being a great knife maker, I think. So, especially with modern kilns, there's no reason for crappy heat treats unless you're putting too much stuff in your kiln or do something you're not supposed to. But yeah, awesome to hear that, man. Very, very, very cool. Rockwell tester next, then upgrade the grinder. Really? Why the Rockwell tester? Those are a giant pain in the ass. The old ones. I don't know if there's one dude that has like an Instagram that all he does is check hardnesses of people's knives for him. And his has got like a computer screen. So I don't know if that's just him putting his results into a computer and me seeing that screen, or if he's got a newer one that somehow it's automated. Because like Ed Soul has one of the ones that's got the little dial on it and the thing you pull down and it. He's got one of those he picked up a while back at his shop. But they are finicky. It is a massive, heavy piece of machinery. No bigger than it is. It's heavy, and it took he and Spencer and Todd Hunt, I think one other person, to go get that. So, like that one, okay. Yes, it seems like they're really finicky. I've heard that from two people who, it's something like a spring or something. When you set it off, sometimes it'll just take itself out of calibration. So then you got to go back and recalibrate everything. Yeah, that's the way I think I would handle it, Donnie. I would find one of the people who have those testers and just go ask them how much they would charge me to bring a few knives down every now and then to test. But yeah, Ed was stoked when he found this one for sale or at an auction or something. I forget what it was, but yeah, he ended up, I think it was down in Tennessee. They had to drive down to Tennessee to get it. But yeah, Yeah, I was gonna say the kiln and grinders. I would one of these days maybe. We'll see. I honestly, as much as part of my brain wants to learn how to make knives and do the heat treating and stuff, I know that I would probably not stick with it. I would not make it like a permanent hobby. I don't think I would. I would love to believe that I would, but I don't think I would. That's true. But I mean, if you got a kiln, like if you've got a good kiln, like a an even heat or one of those guys, like as long as you're following the recipe, you're going to be within one HRC, and most of the time less than that. As long as you've got a good kiln and you follow all your times and temps and everything. But again, that's me. If I were going to do it, if I had the money and were going to do it, I would probably. I've already talked to Ed about how much he'd charge me just to bring in a batch of knives every now and then. No luck locally, really. Tester's good for many. Okay. Well, I figured if you got one of the new modern ovens to do your heat treating and annealing and stuff. What's up, Swank? Piping hot baked beans? I could do some cowboy beans now and then. Welcome. New face. Been getting a lot of those today. Good to have you around. I am somebody who enjoys food in general. Love to cook. That's kind of what this channel is about. We are knives, camping gear, outdoors gear, cooking, stuff like that. So if you hang around, and I am working on getting content and lives back on a regular schedule. So if you hang around and you're here, you'll be seeing cooking, camping, cutting, and knife reviews, stuff like that. Okay, right on. Oh, yeah. Well, if you came to troll, the mods will end up handling you. But thanks for sticking around and enjoy, and joining in the chat. Someone else's day. It never trolls can't ruin my day. I appreciate it though. But yeah, just a dude sitting around bullshitting on the internet, man. Talking with friends about knives and knife shows and camping. Yeah, as a Marine, I've had people say some of the dumbest shit in the world to me. Some of the meanest things in the world to me. And as somebody who was a bit slow on the uptake as a kid, I've been called dumb, retarded, all kinds of shit. So trolls don't bother me. We got nope, just a bug. I was gonna say I think we may have our first tick, but no, just bugs. Anyway, guys, I think I am gonna get out of here and head back up and grab me some food, put some of this shit back in my Jeep, and I'll just drive back and then walk back if I do come back tonight. But appreciate you coming and hanging out with me, guys, even if you're a troll. Thanks for stopping by, Swank. But hopefully I'll see y'all Thursday. Like I said, I'm going to try and get back on a schedule and do things regularly again. No promises. I'm still pretty much pissed off on the daily and ready to choke somebody out, but always trying to be better. So no problem. Thanks everybody for being here. Nice to see the snake. Tarp snake. But enjoyed seeing y'all. Enjoyed hanging out with you again. And so until I see you again, and I do hope I see you again, stay well, be kind, do good. Hope you have a great day, or at least the day you voted for. I'll see you.